glances at a clock on the dressing table. It says 11:47.
All right, Seth.
How are you gonna stop?
They're not gonna take me. Here, you brothers, you wait. Hold your guns, huh? Here, you brothers, you wait. Where'd you get that? Don't tell me to take it easy.
He stubs out the cigarette, gets to his feet, and reaches for a coffee cup.
I want every long-distance phone call from Columbus, Ohio to Indianapolis between 8 o'clock and now and straight through the night. I want every long-distance phone call from Columbus...
He looks desolate and alone in his own thoughts.
Nobody knows anything about what's happening here. Nobody knows anything about what's happening here.
How long, Ellie? How long has it been since I said I love you?
When we last left the story, the innocent, all-American, suburban family, 2.5 children, all that good stuff, and our 50s noir were being held by a band of escaped convicts. And as the hour grows later, they realize that their money that they were counting on to make their great escape is delayed. And so we
I want to kill you.
are innocent,
I want to kill you.
like all good intentioned
I wanna kill you.
father becomes murderous,
You're gonna be late for that time
I know
clock.
exactly how you feel.
and the crooks have started to turn on each other.
Oh, it's some sort of game with you. Why do you want to go on torturing my husband?
And now, the exciting conclusion of the desperate hour.
Nice work, Bob.
I won't gamble with your mother's life. I won't gamble with your mother's life. Ralphie's.
Are we making a mistake? Are we making a mistake? Not going to the police?
I won't gamble with your mother's life. Ralphie's. Cindy, baby.
Dad,
I won't gamble with your mother's life. Ralphie's.
Dad.
Bob.
That's what you're gonna be, all of us, if this goes on, dead. You're not taking anyone along. You're not taking anyone along. Hey, that's not a bad idea. That's a deal, Griff. You give us a fair shake, we'll give you a fair shake. As soon as the dough gets here, we'll take you with us. Just you. That's a deal, Griff.
Dan arrives at his office. He reaches for a pen and writes to the police. He reaches for a pen and writes to the police.
Nice work, Bob.
Kinda like taking chances. You don't take chances, you might as well be dead. On your mind. On your mind. I never thought of that. You thought of it. Sure, Bob. Deal's a deal. What you call a fair shake? What you call a fair shake? What you call a fair shake?
Jess studies Dan's note.
This just came into the city police station.
Attempt to trace this letter with no signature. Attempt to trace this letter will only endanger those same people.
Jess studies Dan's note.
Your automobile with the 3 fugitives you want. If you shoot, you'll be responsible for the lives of people who have done no harm. To attempt to trace this letter will only endanger those same people. Your automobile with the 3 fugitives you want.
Jess studies Dan's note.
Listen, you frisky young pumpkin, listen good. Listen, you frisky young pumpkin, listen good.
What do you propose, Jess? I propose keeping those proud cars off the streets now. Bury them. And what do you... Is it any wonder the guy doesn't sign his name? What?
Listen, you frisky young pumpkin, listen. Pity is a luxury your badge doesn't afford. Pity is a luxury your badge doesn't afford.
Is it any wonder the guy doesn't sign his name? Why he doesn't trust the police to help him?
I know what's eating you, kid. I'll tell you what. Hey, that's not a bad idea. myself. I can take care of myself.
Listen, you yellow little punk, they'll have you back in stir in less than an hour. Hal gets what he wants. 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 Ain't I always learned you? You want something, take it. Don't lose your head, kid. Don't lose your head, kid.
I'm not sticking any longer.
Don't lose your head, kid.
Somebody's gonna get wise.
Only got one trouble.
Somebody's gonna get wise. I'm not sticking any longer. I'm not sticking any longer. I'm not sticking any longer.
Hal gets what he wants.
You're not stopping me.
Ain't I always learned you? You want something, take it. Don't lose your head, kid.
Hal points the pistol.
You're not stopping me.
Hal points the pistol.
You're not stopping me.
Hal points the pistol.
You're not stopping me.
Hal points the pistol.
Got more guts than I thought, kid. Got more guts than I thought, kid. Got more guts than I thought, kid. Got more guts than I thought, kid.
perhaps than I thought, kid. Take care of yourself, see? No chances. What are you gaping at?
Hal leaves into the night. Glenn watches through the partially open door looking sad. Hal leaves into the night. Glenn watches through the partially open door looking sad.
Now listen, Griffin. Shut up, Mr. Hilliard. Shut up, Mr. Hilliard. Shut up, Mr. Hilliard. Shut up, Mr. Hilliard. Guys like you, smart-eyed, respectable suckers. Guys like you, smart-eyed, guys like you. Guys like you, smart. Guys on parole board. Throw him back in a cell. Sitting on parole board. Stay shut. I got my guts good and full of you, Mr. Hilliard. Guys like you, smart-eyed, respectable suckers. Decent.
Hal has hijacked a car. He points his gun.
Decent. Ain't fit to live with decent folk. Ain't fit to live with decent folk.
Hal has hijacked a car. He points his gun.
We interrupt this program to bring you a bulletin from the WTLI newsroom. We have an unconfirmed report that the combined police agencies. We have an unconfirmed report that the combined police agencies of city, the state, city, the state. We have an unconfirmed report that the combined police agencies of city, the state, are now concentrating a search for the 3 escaped convicts in an area just north of the city limits of Indianapolis. We have an unconfirmed. We interrupt this program to bring you.
Hal has hijacked a car. He points his gun. Hal heads straight for the phone booth and fingers through the directory.
I got a phone.
Hal heads straight for the phone booth and fingers through the directory. As Hal is about to make his phone call, he spots the two of them. Another officer follows him. A uniformed officer walks in. A uniformed officer walks in. As Hal is about to make his phone call, he spots the two of them. One of the cops stares at the phone booth. One of the cops stares. One of the cops stares at the phone booth. Hal goes for his gun. Hal goes for his gun. Hal goes down in the path of a speeding truck.
myself. I can take care of myself. I can take care of myself. Listen, you yellow little punk, they'll have you back and stirring left, and then I can take care of myself.
So this keyboard here is a new addition to the string, even though it's been sitting right on the other side of the room for every string. It's I've neglected it. I don't use it as much as I should. it's a great example of two things that I think are good and that I care about. One being technology standards that people stick with and that are not proprietary. Because the other thing that I care a lot about is like, I love thrift stores and secondhand things, and I think it's kind of the best form of recycling. And you know, I'm definitely a firm believer and experiencer of one man's trash is another man's treasure. And this keyboard, which I'm not, hopefully the camera can see it at least a little bit. I'm not totally sure on that, but I believe it is from 1993, somewhere around there, which makes it a couple of years younger than me. And it was my wife's. My wife is one of the countless people who took piano lessons as a child, and it's probably worse off for them as far as I mean, who cares if you you know, your facility on the instrument is nothing, or I think is not that much, if you don't actually appreciate and enjoy the process of making music. So anyway, this was put up in the attic until a couple of years ago when her parents were moving. No one else wanted it, so I took it. And yeah, it has a MIDI. It has a MIDI interface. You know, it's going on 30 years old, and I was able to plug it right up to my computer, and I can use it to trigger any sound you could imagine. You know, the downside of it, the keys are very old. I wonder if I could. I'd be afraid to put like WD-40 in them, but the keys are kind of loud and clunky, which, hey, I'm feeling increasingly clunky the older I get, and seeing as how this thing is as old as me and it's still working pretty well, I'm definitely not going to complain, but I hope the clunky keys aren't going to be picked up too much in the with the microphones. But anyway, it doesn't really solve many of the core things I want to improve on with the stream, but hopefully the one thing it will help me with is it gives me a more obvious idea and experience of the samples being in order, which has been a big problem with me having to sort of find the samples I want and playing them too out of order where it's even more nonsensical than I would like. So yeah, we will see if it helps with that kind of thing.
Just to make sure they get out of town safely.
No, I won't let you go.
That's the way it is, that's all. That's the way it is, that's all. That's the way it is, that's all. You do as I say. Come on, step on it. You do as I say. Come on, step on it. Get going.
Was carrying a gun registered in the name of Daniel C. Was carrying a gun registered in the name of Daniel C. Hilliard. State police killed Hal Griffin. Was carrying a gun registered in the name of Daniel C. Hilliard. State police killed Hal Griffin. Was carrying a gun registered in the name of Daniel C. Hilliard. State police killed.
Come on, step on it. That's the way it is, that's all. Come on, step on it. Get going.
Kobish prods down with the 38. Glenn holds the front door open for him. Outside, Dan strides across the Newborn into the street, glancing back at the bedroom window where a light is on. Next, the makeshift incident.
You do as I say.
State police killed Hal Griffin. Was carrying a gun registered in the name of Daniel C. Hilliard.
They got it.
A taxi comes to a halt in a nearby street. Dan pays the driver and gets out.
We're moving in as close as possible. Okay, Chief.
A taxi comes to a halt in a nearby street. Dan pays the driver and he walks along the pavement. The streetlights cast the shadows of manicured bushes onto the deserted road.
Home, going home. What's it to you? Home, going home. What's it to you?
He walks along the pavement. The streetlights cast the shadows of manicured bushes onto the deserted road.
Home, going home. What's it to you? We're police officers. We're police officers. Come along with us, Mr. Hidders, and let's be quiet about it. Come along with us, Mr. Hidders, and let's be quiet about it. I gotta get home. 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 Come along with us, Mr. Hidders, and let's be quiet about it.
Dan stares at the bustling scene. A team of uniformed officers are unloading arc lights. Dan stares at the bustling scene with wide, troubled eyes. The area is swarming with police. The area is swarming with police.
Then get away from here. Now, no one wants to see innocent people hurt, Mr. Hilliard. Now, no one wants to see innocent people hurt, Mr. Hilliard. Then get away from here. I don't want them or you to kill my wife or boy. That's first. I don't want them or you to kill my wife or boy. That's first. I don't want them or you to kill my wife or boy. That's first. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do? Sit up here and watch it happen? I don't want them or you. With me, that's first. Take your man, your gun, your lights, and get away. Take your man, your gun, take your man, your gun, your lights, and get away. It was plain suicide to go back there now. With me, that's first. What am I supposed to do? Sit up here and watch it happen? What am I supposed to do? Sit up here and watch it happen? It was plain suicide to go back there now.
Gentlemen, since this is a federal case, it's my decision. Gentlemen, since this is a federal case, it's my decision. Want a gun, Mr. Hilliard? Gentlemen, since it...
FBI agent Carson breaks the silence.
Want a gun, Mr. Hilliard? Want a gun, Mr. Hilliard?
Thanks. Thanks. I'll get the gun. Thanks.
Jess passes his gun to Dan. They all look on in surprise as Dan empties out the bullets onto the wooden floor.
An empty gun? You... An empty gun? An empty gun? An empty gun? You crazy? Maybe. An empty gun? You crazy? Maybe.
All right, we have reached the final section of tape. So this may be a quicker stream, but that's all right with me. You know, the ideal would be like a lot of quality music, but there's also the idea of if I was making good music, I'm not going to put myself down. But more to the point, it might be good if the stream ends a little bit earlier because I have to go pack. Like I'm not sure if I should look more down or look more. I guess I think that works pretty well. Sorry, just trying to make it where I'm heard. As I've mentioned a couple of times, this will be the last stream, probably. It'll definitely be the last normal stream until after Thanksgiving. I'm leaving in a few hours, actually. I'm leaving the house at 4 in the morning for a terribly early flight. So, yeah, just a few hours from now. So I've got to go pack, get ready for a vacation that I am definitely looking forward to. I feel like I could definitely use a vacation, and I'm sure I know everyone could. So I hope everyone is going to have a good Thanksgiving. I feel like Thanksgiving isn't always appreciated in holidays, but it's always been one of my favorite. Of course, I'm probably a little bit biased because my family gives gifts on Thanksgiving actually instead of Christmas. So in some ways, Thanksgiving is like Christmas, or it's like a second Christmas, or for me it would be my first Christmas. And it works out because I get to spend Christmas with the wife's folks, the in-laws. But anyway, I may try and do like a stream without video. It'd have to be a very pared down stream. Not even sure if I would be able to, but gonna be in a different state, different part of the country, so for a good chance that I won't be streaming, but that's okay, because if I have some spare time, I am going to work on several things that will be good for the stream, including being able to move away from using the phone to loop, which will help audio quality amongst many other things, give me more control. And also be on the lookout for a while now. The plan has been to take the better parts of the stream and edit them up and have a sort of best of podcast and potentially even just albums, just music. So taking out all the bad parts, all the improvisations that go into the wrong key, taking out those bits, and just having the good parts, making it more listenable, and then putting it out as a podcast. So, and if anyone has any ideas for a name for such a podcast, trying to think of one right now. I'm thinking of calling it Live from the Basement, but it's to be determined. But I'm hoping that may be up by sometime next week. It just all depends on if I have time during the vacation to edit those streams down to best of kind of idea. But anyway, I hope everyone has a good Thanksgiving, and we'll get back to our exciting conclusion.
Searches him. He plucks the The team in the neighbor's attic watch through the window. The team in the neighbor's attic watch through the window.
You got the dough?
The team in the neighbor's attic watch through the
Got
window.
the dough?
The team in
Now, fuck over the dough! You got the
approaches him, he plucks the envelope of money from one pocket and the gun from another.
I'll take that. 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 Clickety click, you gotta keep trying, don't you? Pop right to the end. Clickety click, you gotta keep trying, don't you? Pop right to the end. Clickety click, you gotta keep trying, don't you? Pop right to the end. Clickety click, you gotta keep. Clickety click, you gotta keep trying. Clickety, much as I appreciate. Clickety click, you gotta keep trying. Much as I appreciate. Much as I appreciate. Much as I appreciate it. Lady, bring down the kid. We're going on a picnic. Didn't you just hear me invite the family to a picnic? Lady, bring down the kid. We're going on a picnic. Much as I appreciate it. Didn't you just hear me invite the family to a picnic? This are full of ideas.
Into the bedroom where Glenn is holding Ralph and pointing the gun that Dan knows has no bullets.
You're gonna get me out of this, idiot. Let's go the boy. You're gonna get me out of this, idiot. Let's go the boy. Fat chance with those cops out there. Okay.
He holds the gun to Ralph's head.
Okay.
He holds the gun to Ralph's head.
Let's make a move, kid. You'll find out. I got it in me. You put it there. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? It's not gonna be that easy for you. It's not gonna be that easy for you. You ain't got it in you, pal. Just make a move, kid. You'll find out. Elite, don't know me if you think I'm bluffing. You put it there. Get out of my house. Get out of my house.
Now Glenn slinks uneasily towards the door. Now Glenn slinks uneasily towards the...
Get out of my house.
Come ahead, Griffin.
Immediately, a searchlight focuses on his frightened face.
Come
Glenn
ahead, Griffin.
Glenn slowly opens the front door.
Come ahead, Griffin.
He stares at the bulb in one of the lights, mesmerized. He stares at the bulb in one of the lights, mesmerized.
Griffin. Ray Griffin. Griffin. Ray Griffin.
He throws the gun at the light, smashing the bulb. He raises his head once on the neatly trimmed lawn before life leaves him. He raises his head once on the neatly trimmed lawn before life leaves him.
All right, that is the end of the Desperate Hours. I will be back. Have a nice Thanksgiving. And I have lots of ideas and plans for how things are gonna be even better going forward. So until next time, happy Thanksgiving.